Good morning, good morning, good morning. It is October 17th, Monday, October 17th. It is 10 a.m. on the dot. Are you having a good morning? Thank you. I see people in the chat already. That makes me feel appreciated. I appreciate you, brave hearts, alter ego, just everyone that's, come by to see a show on a live broadcast show. So, I like to give the weather. It is 60 degrees in New York City, Bronx, New York City, of course. Shout out to the replay gang. You have the best seat in the house. Hey, bush watchers. I feel like the bush watchers are the ones that, fall out the bushes and make a comment or make a remark and they land on their feet and they come in here with, respect for the host in the chat. Those are the bush watchers. As spectators, they're something different. But the podcast listeners, I be thinking and I just be putting things together. If anyone don't know how I am a bit creative, so I feel like the podcast listeners are the ones that, the money section, those are the ones that probably will listen to the replay and let the ads play. But I don't know. I'm trying to figure it out. But thank you for 41 people already in the chat, and it's 1:37. I'm doing good. I feel like I'm making progress. Thank you, chat. Let's just get it started because I know you didn't come here just to hear me rant. You want to get into the YouTube drama, so to speak. So let's do a roll call. Good morning, Queen. Hi, Lakeisha. Hey, Dawn. Hi, Yolanda and Sabrina. Hey, Elaine. How are you? Thank you, Elaine. I appreciate the sentiment. So are you. I hope your day and your weekend was swell and, you have a great start to your day. Elaine has been with me since, I believe, day one. Hey, Charmel. And Charmel is another one. Look at that beautiful picture of you and your husband. Absolutely beautiful. Thank you, Charmel. Hi, Jacqueline. Working and listening. Thank you, Jacqueline, for working and listening. That's the best way to, I guess, take it in when you're working and listening. That's what you call multitasking. Working, listening, and there you go. Hey, Lasagna, how are you? Telling it all. How you doing? Sharon is in the building. Hi, Gwen. Good morning. Good morning, Antoinette and Tara. Miss YouTube on fire. Miss YouTube on fire just had a birthday. She's a Libra. I like Libras. I like the women Libras instead of the men. The women seem like, they just down to earth, I didn't know. Well, I did know Brown Tan Jackson. Oops, I hope I'm saying her name right. Johnson was a Libra. She seems sweet like Libras. A lot of Libras are sweet. I know Roz was saying her granddaughter's a Libra and Roz is an Aquarius. So I know they blend well together. They have a beautiful bond. I have a sister that's Aquarius and her daughter's in a Libra. She's really, really sweet ever since she was a child. So I understand the bond. Roz, shout out to your granddaughter Kai, who just celebrated a birthday. Sweet. Sorry, did I get off track? Candace is in the building. We know who Candace is. There's no need for no introduction. We know Candace. Hi, Andrea. Chocolate 47. You always got to come in here at the right time and get it started because you know how we do. We stand up in New York City. You know what? Brooklyn, stand up. Queens, Manhattan, Harlem, Staten Island, and of course the Bronx. Stand up, New York City. We in here. We're going to be in here. Chase is from New York, too. I don't know if she's from Brooklyn, but, she from New York within the 5 boroughs. That's good enough for me. Hey, good morning, K-Buck, Sherry, Coco Love, Coco. Hi, Tammy. Candace Robinson hit the like real quick. And thank you, Candace. Viola. That's my favorite color, purple. And Gwen. You're welcome, Miss YouTube on fire. We are very sweet until now. Really, yes, Libras are really sweet because my niece is so sweet. Every Libra I met was really sweet, and sometimes Libras, women. I'm not even trying to be funny, but y'all know. You're so sweet until I laugh and I'm like, oh, she corny. No, I'm just not trying to insult. I'm just saying the Libras I know are corny, but it's cute, funny, entertaining funny, like sweet funny, like you said, Jacqueline. Sharon. Good morning, Demi. How are you? Listen, I've been hi, good morning, Original Lou. How are you doing? Today is my daughter's 28th birthday, Bronx, another Libra. Happy birthday to Miss YouTube on Fire daughter's birthday, a Libra in the house, a sweet Libra. I don't know. I feel like I don't know. Leo, we all get bad names. Every Leo, but every Leo is not the same. We just are created differently. I feel like a real Leo is what I envision myself to be when I hear the actual characteristic traits of a Leo. I know the only thing I have with them talking about a Leo, because I feel like I could get away, well, along with just about anyone. I don't like Pisces men. I hate you. And I don't really like Virgo men. I don't like you. No, I'm just joking. My father's a Virgo. But, the only thing about Leos, I feel like we don't seek that much attention. Like, I know, like, after I get off a show, that's it, that's all. So Libras, I love Libras. Shout out to the Libras and who's celebrating a birthday. Thank you, Libras. Good morning, Shemeka. My daughter will be 18 on Thursday. I'm kind of sad. Why would you be sad? That's beautiful. Her growth. You watched her from a birth to 18. Now she's about to take her own journey at this age, and it'll be beautiful to see how she flourished into a young woman. Don't be sad. No. You got that right, Candy girl. Right, Leo girl. Let's see. Seatbelt ready, because it's getting ready to be wild, Candace. Right, why you sad, Candace? So, good morning. Did I get Shemeka? Good morning. Okay, everyone, what's up, y'all? Last Friday I had a live. It was a nice, decent live. It took its twists and turns. It had its ups and downs. It had its plot. Excuse me. I enjoyed it. I feel like the live, everyone, because people were leaving comments in the comment section with nice feedback, and some had opposing views and different views, and I appreciate the ones that left their honesty and feedback in my comment section. So that brings me to this. That live Friday was kind of highly sensitive for most people, and not everyone in the chat, but a majority of people that were listening in, and we were going over just something that's sensitive towards a lot of people. Like, Roz, we were talking about her deceased son, Mac Myron, who died untimely, unnaturally, tragically at the hand of gun violence. And that is nothing to make light of, and that is nothing to make it out of something more than what it is. So in that live, I probably made some insensitive, well, I did, because people gave me feedback. I made some insensitive comments about a woman carrying her baby, a woman carrying a baby, and all of a sudden she lose the baby, miscarried the baby. And my comments is never like intending to be insensitive or like disregard anyone's feelings. I was just trying to, at that point, make a point. Maybe the comparison wasn't the best one, but it was the only thing that came to mind, is comparing. And if you carry a baby and the first time you get pregnant, you find out you're pregnant, and you say, I'm pregnant with a baby, okay. But I was just comparing, like, I don't think it's the same as a woman that carried the baby, gave birth to the baby, named the baby, watched the child grow, and to an adult that had children, to someone that didn't give birth to a baby. The hurt is probably, I can't judge and say it's still the same, but if you wanted to put it on a scale, and I had to pour in sympathy and give my honest and mourn and weep, it just seems like my heart would go to the mother that bared the child and watch the child grow up to a man, a daughter, a woman, whomever, and bury the child before them, I will weep and mourn. I think naturally when it comes to a woman that did not have that experience, you know? So I just want to offer my sincerest apologies to anyone that felt that my commentary was insensitive. I know I could be a complete asshole, but that's not intentional. And I don't want to lose subscribers because they don't think that I can relate or try to relate to what they're saying. So just, kindly accept my sincerest condolences to any woman that may have miscarried, and that trauma still affects you to this day. I just want to get that out there and put that out there, that I don't dismiss anyone's feelings. I'm just letting you know that if this was an emotional platform, like we think with our hearts, because I try to do logical content where we don't have to put too much emotion behind it. Of course, we can offer our sympathy towards someone that's grieving, but to compare, that puts me in a bind. So I appreciate the chat on Friday. Shout out to shout out to SK. I have spoke with SK on the phone. The same way she's on the phone is the same way she's that way she's on the live. And people were saying, oh, you were calling her a hoe. Like, that's New York language. I didn't mean anything by it. SK is an agitator, and I'm not going to back down from saying that. She is an agitator. I'm just saying she is. She's been wanting me to respond to her about things that I don't want to respond to. But I appreciate her coming up to the chat, gracing her presence. I wasn't going to drop her at all. So she was the entertainment for the moment. And shout out to just everyone that participated in the chat. And this brings me to the last point, and then we'll jump into what's going on YouTube. And then I will, we'll talk about it. Anything you want to talk about, we're here. I'm going to read some comments. But before I get started, I just want to say this before I get started to jump into the next segment of the show. People have been leaving and people have been saying, and I honor what you say, and I accept your feedback, and I take in your feedback, and I do some thinking and try to self-reflect every single night before I go to bed. I self-reflect. And that's what I do. I want you to know that, who's listening near and afar. A lot of people say that I am not neutral and that I am not open-minded, so to speak. I am under Roz's spell, which is not true. I feel like if you feel like I'm not neutral and I dropped the link to the chat, I feel like you not owe me, but you have that chance and opportunity to explain to me what makes me not neutral, because I sit back and say, how am I not neutral, even though I know I am? But I don't know what the people expect from me. So if you were to be a little bit open and direct in what you mean and what you say, I would definitely take it into consideration and change my content around. If you would be so kind to explain to me in a way I can understand that I am not neutral, please. I am open to all ideas, so oh gosh, the chat went up, and the only comment I see is Candace say, I'm not ready for her to grow up in this cruel world. Oh, you're talking about your baby daughter. She don't have to experience being every ounce of being cruel, but she do have to feel it. She have to know. Your daughter Candace has to know that, listen, everything is not through rose-colored glasses. She's going to experience a lot of things. She is growing up. You went through it. I went through it. Your mother went through it. My father went through it. And, she will be okay. Don't be sad. She have a good future ahead of her. Okay, let's see. That is what we call the young house star. Thank you, Candace, for welcoming everyone to the chat. Good morning, sis. You're the truth. Thank you. I'm off today and can listen in. Thank you, Coco Love, and her Leo husband. Coco is a Taurus. I could see how them getting dressed now. They both walking into the house looking fly. I understood what you were saying. Thank you, Elaine. I figured you didn't mean it that way. Thank you, Coco. Hey, Rochelle. Hi, Sonny. How you doing? Rochelle is speaking to the chat and the mod. Thank you, Bronx. The conversation regarding Myron, parts of it pain me. And think, you know what, Beverly, and that's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like with Myron, Mac Myron, I don't just hop at a chance to speak about him in vain, because he deserves respect and his mother and family deserve respect. So I take a little bit precaution before I speak about him, and I don't like to speak about Ra's deceased child too much, because that's not something that we are supposed to do. If you have any integrity and morals and values and standards. I don't even want to go there. Bronx, I understand exactly what you were saying. Thank you, Miss YouTube on Fire. I too have lost a child at birth, but what you said, the difference is made sense to me. I didn't feel you said anything wrong. Thank you. And then I go to my father. I tell him he know about Roz. Alan know about Roz. We all have our opinions. Roz is who she is. She's known. We talk about her. We talk about the different people. And I asked my father, I said, they were comparing Roz's baby that she birthed and nurtured until adulthood and lost him, and to someone that lost the baby. And we had the same idea. Like, you can't compare the two. I'm sorry. You moving on up? You think so? Yeah, people were Charmel. Yeah, people were outraged, but you apologized, so hopefully it's accepted. Hey, Tracy. I had to exhale and inhale because people were outraged, and I don't know. Sometimes I do lack self-awareness, and I'm working on that, because that is not nothing I want to portray to the audience in that way. Like, I am that arrogant. Yeah, my arrogance makes up for my confidence. This would boost my confidence, and it's no way, shape, and form to hurt or harm anyone unless you try to bring that to that point. But I just wanted to, and that's why I stopped it, like, because that conversation with the fetus and the human, and giving birth to a child could have led into a different whole political conversation. I don't want to do that. I'm not ready for that. I'm not an expert at that. So that's why I just leave it where it's at and try to tackle it in a way where everyone can come and we can have a difference of opinion without anyone feeling like enraged. And that's okay. And that's all well and good. Thank you. Chat. Tate, the real Georgia Peach. Hey, how you doing? I can understand they felt away because it's a very sensitive topic. It is a very sensitive topic. Okay. Thank you, Miss YouTube on Fight. They say you were not neutral is because you're not in agreement with the lies they spread, and that's right. Exactly. Wait, okay, this is the one. I thank you, Miss YouTube on Fire. Now, chocolate for now, Bronx. Us New York folk don't be giving exactly. We like to get down to the bottom of and very outspoken. Love you as right. Like, don't BS me. I think if the world was a better place, if people come and want to meet me and I want to meet people, and we just don't BS each other, even though we're going to be mindful of each other's feelings. Like, if you're a friend and you want to be my friend and I want to be your friend, we have to have some type of understanding that I'm not going to BS you. If I heard something about you, I'm going to tell you who said it. If you are my friend, I'm not going to say I heard or so. No, psych. That's all I got to say. So let's dive into it. What may be sensitive one may not be. Excuse me. Hey, Lasagna. What may be sensitive to one may not be for someone else, or vice versa. That's true, and that's why I always want to be, because I don't want to be known as, listen, Bronx girl, I have no filter. Yes, I do. I could go deep down and roar, but I don't want to do that. So that leads me into the events of the weekend that transpired over the weekend. And I was listening to Feed this morning. Shout out to Feed. I feel like if I don't, and this is just a general statement or just how I see things, and when I think of the content creators that I don't support like in open. So like if I'm listening to feed, I'm cleaning up, I'm sweeping, I'm doing a lot of things. So I don't have time to stop the ads. I let it run. If I don't support anyone, through their membership, I support you through your ads, because I feel like a podcast is a podcast. Like those are the podcast listeners. That's what a podcast listener do. You can't stop the ads on a real like podcast show. You let it play. If you in a car and you driving, listening to commercials. If they have commercials, you can't skip the commercials. So I think of that when I'm listening to the content creators, if that makes sense. Good morning, Michelle. Good morning, Vicky. So let's just bring it down. I heard Roz this weekend. She was content and she was laid back as usual. She sounded a little bit more enthusiastic. So I really didn't think or gathered anything to speak about with Roz, but the topics around her, because I could speak about Roz without like making her the main topic. Her name could be as a support in whatever. The main character today, this morning, is and was yesterday, last night. She came on live. We know Sharita. I'm not afraid to speak about anyone or speak on how I feel or give an opinion from my perspective and insight. It may not like relate to everyone, but I'm going to just show you how I feel. And it's not about a feeling, what I see and what I heard, if that's okay with the chat. I hope you're still here with me. And if you haven't gone and hit the like button, please do so. I appreciate it. To the chat, to the spectators, to the audience and the supporters, that's appreciated. The replay game, the bush watchers, hit the like button. It's okay. When you hit the like button, I feel it. It's an energy. So listen, so Sharita went live, and I feel like with Sharita, I don't have anything like bad to say about her, like directly, like cursing her out, calling her all types of names, because I don't have to do that. Sharita, no, I don't have to do that. That's why, if anything, she can't respect me, even if she don't agree with what I'm saying. She and Roz have respect for me, and they've shown it. Even if we disagree, or even we parted ways for 2 minutes, they both have respect as women for another woman, which I give that credit to Sharita. And I say that because she does, at least with me, and I will respect her. Okay. Now, Sharita, I was looking at your live yesterday. I was listening to your live yesterday, and your intent may seem good from your standpoint. Someone easily coming to you and saying, listen, I have had enough. What's going on behind the scenes? And first question is, I will have to say, is why are you coming to me with it? Second question is, I would say, is what do you want me to do with it? They came to you because they feel like they can and they're comfortable with coming to you. They want you to do exactly what you did. Now, I read the community post, and the person that sent you that post about being bullied, allegedly, I guess I have to say allegedly, or like Rod say, in my opinion, bullied in the sister circle, came directly to you. What? Why do they come directly to you to put out information so they could get something across? Now, I read the person's post about what was said, that she's feel like she's being bullied allegedly by the people in the sister circle, and that she suffered from depression, respectfully. And that I felt like where you messed up at, but you didn't, because you're smart, and then you could slip up many times, is in the post when the girl stated, or whoever, girl, woman, man, animal, or whatever, stated that she wanted to do something to someone's family and her. That is absolutely sloppy. Try me now. Isn't that kind of sloppy? That someone would tell you that they have thoughts of hurting someone? You definitely have to be mindful and careful of what you put out and how you put it out and where you put it out, because the burden lies on you now. You don't be bait. Don't be caught on a hook or web thrown over you, Miss Try Me Now. Now, if I'm just trying to go and see, did you erase it? Because I want to, I just feel like you should be careful of who you let send you things and what you share with the people. You don't have to share everything. You don't have to get compassion or seek compassion from everyone. You know what I mean? Like, that was just bait and hook, right? Hook, line, sinker. You should be a little bit more smarter than that and more observant. Let that person that said they suffer from depression get the help they need. That's all I'm saying. It's nothing personal against you, Sharita, because you ain't dumb. You didn't reveal, you kept it anonymous, but you are still throwing out red meat to the crowd. Like, oh my goodness, this woman is being so, targeted behind the scenes that she came to Sharita, a reliable source that would get my message out there, that would sabotage and ruin chopping up with Rod's sister circle forever. You know what I mean? Wait, what are you trying to sabotage this woman's circle forever? Because if that's the case and that's the point, you're exactly doing what you're supposed to do. You're doing it correctly. This would definitely sabotage a sister circle if someone reach out to you and rely and put their faith and trust in you for a moment to say, I need someone to advocate for me publicly that I am being bullied allegedly in the sister circle, and that the person wants to hurt the facilitator and anyone close to her. No, that is a threat. Let's go to the comments. Y'all got me warmed up already. Now, if you feel me warming up at any time, because we always got to light up the chat to let anyone that's watching. We got the hater section watching from the sideline that don't care too much for me, but that's okay. Those are the ones that don't think I'm neutral. And even if you do think I'm neutral and you don't like me, I am showing you how I do it, how it's done, if you feel it's supposed to be done that way. Let's see. Laverne is here. Laverne said, I was upset on Friday about that live because I'm a person that lost the baby and didn't have a chance, but it's different. And no matter what, it's hurt and feelings, no matter what, Bronx girl. Right. I understand that, Laverne, that, you may have, that you have lost the baby and the hurt is still the same, but the hurt is not still the same to a woman that gave birth to a baby, raised her baby, nurtured her baby, and watched her baby grow from a baby to a boy to a man. That's someone that didn't turn their back on their child in the most time of need, loved their baby unconditionally. Her baby from childhood, from a birth to manhood, relied on his mother. I'm not disregarding your feelings, Laverne. I hope that that come across just a little bit, genuine to you and where I'm coming from with it. I am not at all in any shape and form trying to hurt anyone to make it seem like, oh, I only have compassion for one person. No, I don't. Hey, Sonny. She looking for a reason to go at it with Roz, and it's obvious. Sorry, not sorry. No, no sorries in this chat. We don't have to apologize. We just are mindful, because we don't have to say sorry for anything. We are mindful, and we may apologize, or we will apologize, offer an apology. That's it. That's all. Miss Talia Trey, she needs to show the receipts. I'm in the sister circle, and there is no such thing. Okay, Bronx girl, one of them, Rita. Bronx girl, one of them, Rita kept calling out her chats, so we questioned her being in the group. Girl, okay, Miss Tanya Trainer, girl, ain't nobody telling Sharita enough that she is still in the sister circle lurking. Rita is lying and making this up. Don't say someone is going to kill themselves. She knows it's not that serious. People have a tendency to vibrate low on these platforms, but deceased children definitely should be a no-no. They always say children and the elderly and the individual health is off limits, but live, right? Okay, so let me see, because Sheila, she's going to find out in the long run that they're using her. Like, just not you, Sharita. That's what people do. They use other content creators, because I'm going to let you know, like when I was on the other side, because if we stepping into other sectors, the mommy sector over there, and that's where I probably at least started my page and got my start, which I did. You admire, or you may like the content creator, you reach out to them because you don't think like, oh, I'm reaching out to the content creator to say, hi, I like your show, I like the way you broadcast your show, that you will become a fan and shit, and they start labeling you like, what the hell? This is scary and creepy. I can't compliment the hosts. So they'll talk to you and try to like pull you in like a hook, like you bait, and give you something to. I guess they think you're gonna pass it off to another content creator or pass it off and say, oh, how did this get out there? I only sent it to one person. No, that don't work on me. It shouldn't work on anyone else. If you are wise and smart and thinking ahead of the game, okay, exactly. That was fake. I don't believe no one is inboxing her that BS. This is her so-called. But what if they were? I'm not going to discount that they wasn't. What I'm saying is if somebody is messaging you something like that, that's something that you should keep for your records and your personal records and not like share with the whole world. Like you don't have to share everything that someone send you or message you. No, you don't. I wouldn't. I'm just sorry. You know, someone going, I can't let this go up here. Listen, we're gonna have to be mindful of comments that may get my page in trouble. I don't know how to erase that comment from Diamond D, but we can't really like use words like that or use language like that in the chat because it could backfire on me. So just be mindful of the words that you use here on this channel, just for my sake and your sake. People are entitled to their opinions. If two women have difference of opinion, it's between those two ladies, right? I agree. Let's see, because I don't want to stay on one person a little bit too long. I'm gonna read another comment. If someone want to hurt themselves, why would they keep on coming and looking make no sense? She's making up all that, and she needs to grow up. Don't nobody put battery on my back unless I want the battery operated. Let me see. Oh, here we go. Thank you. No, that's okay, Candace. I would just want us to all be where I'm at, because I just want anyone that want to start a YouTube page or want to start a YouTube channel. There's a lot of guidelines that you have to follow, and you have to research and be mindful of what you say if you want to get monetized. So there, and you know what? Even if Candace didn't remove it and I didn't remove it, if it was really harmful, YouTube have moderators where they remove stuff that they may feel may be offensive, harmful to the viewers. So I just ask that we be mindful of the words that we put in the chat. Anything, just follow my lead, and even if you don't like me, just follow my lead a little bit. That's what the host is supposed to do. Carry the audience and keep the audience engaged. We're gonna read one more comment, then I'm gonna move on. I really like it, Sharita, but the way she's doing Ross and talking about her son, I don't even have no respect for her anymore, and those people going to use her until they can't use no more. No, everyone is going to be used. Ron's probably have been used. We all learn our lesson. We learn that YouTube friends are not to be made and not to be lifelong. That's how you think of it. Everyone is not the same. Not the same. I feel like if you meet someone and like, cause I heard Nikki React's video and I think she's really sweet, sweeter than me. She put things a little bit more sweeter than I would. But I respect her craft. I respect her commentary. You know what I'm saying? I just feel like Sharita and Roz is two different people. Roz is a logical thinker. Sharita is an emotional thinker. Sharita is not like dumb or anything. Sharita know what she's a comedian. Comedians are smart. I just feel like I didn't feel like they were like sisters or like girlfriends to the point where they would grow and they would have a bond forever. I'm sorry. My bad. Okay? My bad. I just don't think they got shout out to Nikki Reacts TV. Sweet. I agree with what she said. Don't talk on the deceased at all in that shape, form, or fashion. Okay? I'm going to read a comment, then we're going to go into the segment of the show, the next segment, and we'll talk about some people that the funny part of YouTube. If someone did reach out to her, she should reach out to that person and tell them to get help. Exactly. That would be responsible. No disrespect. A death is a death. You just have a stronger bond. I lost a child 7 years ago. To this day, it still hurts. Right. I apologize for your loss, Jackie. Losing a child is never easy. Good morning, Janice. Hey, Fake Kelly. Laverne, me as a person work with a person is depressed is real. Plus, is different types of depression. It is different types of depression. All the same, you need to get help. Don't think you could have out it alone because you're not alone. If you are out there and you suffer from mental illness, there's help available. Please go get the help that you need. So you could be better and you could be productive in life and you could go through life without, you know, feeling like you are all alone when you are not. That's just like with DV, domestic violence. There's help available. Just leave before it's too late. And if you could leave, please leave before it's too late. No one should be, no one, and I mean no one, it's okay to be abused, man or woman. And that's how I feel about that. Now she's going after Nikki and Mrs. D. It's sickening. Let her do that. She is a content creator. Nobody's off limits. She did call out a few people, Sharita. She called out a few people and talk about where is the neutrality when it comes to bullying. Like, what can we do about bullying? Because bullying is so loosely used on YouTube. You don't know what you mean by bullying or the level of bullying. I think everything is fair game. There's no clean fights. Sad things are playing outline, but hey, it is no. There is a fair fight. Like, how is it fair to speak about someone's deceased child? That's fair? No, I don't think so. Is Tani? Did she take the wheel? Okay, my bad, Bronx. I'm gonna remove the comment. That's okay. It's okay. You good. We good in here. I got the lion looking out the window and the elephant protecting. We protected. I don't honor statues, but they say lions and elephants bring good luck, and it is a sign of protection. That's just like someone wearing a cross around their neck, or when they leave out their house, they praying. So there's no right or wrong way to get protection, or have protection. Okay. So wait. Good morning. Good morning, Dorothy. Thank you, Dorothy. Who that? I think she need to move on and stop worrying about the sister circle because she's still talking about everyone in a circle. I mean, if she want to make that her content, then she was in a sister circle. I guess she got a story to tell. Um, I wouldn't like speak on the sister circle because I'm not in the sister circle. I just feel like the dynamics around it, the drama surrounding it could be talked about. And that goes to like me going into my next segment of the show because we don't have to stay on Sharita too long. We just gave her our opinions and views and thoughts on her live yesterday. Anyone that have anything to say that has been like brought or put in some mess. A lot of people have their own platforms to speak how they feel. I just speak around and rehash the topics of the weekend, and it was funny. Now, someone brought up Miss Cece. I don't watch her like that. I don't, but I do see her chat. I listen to her. I look at her. I don't feel bad for her. I don't feel pity for her. I don't judge her. I do judge her in a way like, what is the end game? When are you going to bring it to a close? Because there's no reason for you to go on about Roz in the way you're going about Roz. Everybody told, you're not fair. I could see if Roz was like going back and forth with Miss Cece every single day. That would be something. That would be like something. If she was to go back. But I just don't understand Miss Cece going back and forth about with Roz, and then her chat be like encouraging her as if that's okay for a woman of a certain age to be going back and forth with banter every day and cursing and screaming. I could see if her commentary or her live was like made of wisdom and directed and guidance, or you just laying it on the line and speaking directly. Like if my father was to get a YouTube page and he was talking to Roz, he would not even no. Okay, listen, my mother passed away, but I'm using my father. So just think of him, my father, the closest to me. He wanted to jump in and give everybody a piece of his mind. He's 76 years old. He coming here calling Roz all types of names under the sun. and you are in the listeners, even if he was my father, anyone of that particular age, and you're listening as a 42-year-old woman or a 30-something-year-old woman, 50-year-old woman, and 60-year-old woman, and you hear this language from a person that's supposed to be filled with wit, wisdom, and what? I don't understand. Tell me, how can I understand someone going that far with that language? That breaks up the commentary for me. I don't have interest in that. But I do look at the chat and I'm like, look at these people that's encouraging this woman. And even if they're not encouraging her, this is like entertainment for them. Sit on that and think about that. Okay, then let's go. Let me see. Who I don't understand because oh, there we go. Thank you, Terry. I'll come back to you, Terry. Don't go nowhere, okay? I see your comment. Now, I don't like when she was bullying her. I don't know who's the woman with cancer and who was bullying her. Who had cancer? Please tell me in the chat what story she got to tell about talking about my breast cancer. One thing for sure, I'm recovering in the beautiful home, not a barn. Listen, breast cancer awareness is not to be mistaken for anything like as a joke. It's not a joke. You know, I don't like it's certain things I haven't heard who was speaking about breast cancer or the lymph they went through, but joking about that stuff is like not cool. Like that's something that probably will go over my head. I'm like, oh, this person is absolutely disgusting. What is your point? You know, how much have you contributed? Because everybody knows someone with breast cancer. This is a fact. Whether it's your friend, family, foe, you know someone with breast cancer, you know breast cancer is very serious and not to be taken lightly. That is something that you should discuss, just like DV or excuse me, or what is it called? DV or gun violence, you know, health issues that affect the Black community where there's lack of health care. That should be discussed or implemented into your commentary, but it's not. It's made like it can't happen to you or someone that you love. Let's be for real. Okay, Terry Wilson, let's go. Thank you. Terry Wilson is in the building. You know, Terry Wilson, I know that you have questions and you have had questions from Raj respectfully, and I honor all of your statements or questions that you may have. So thank you, Terry. I know who you are and you have been respectful. Bronx, what's your issue with Inclusion Guru? Are you sure you're neutral? I can't say both have said disgusting things. People shouldn't talk about kids, period, living or deceased. Like, okay, so that's where we come in at with the Inclusion Guru. I'm not like inspired by her. I don't feel enlightened by a guru, a self-proclaimed guru. Even though this woman has not made any like direct statements towards me, she did come in my chat because I did share her page. And I am interested in her because she wants to come from a logical standpoint. And I am listening to her and I am assessing her and I'm coming up short. Okay. Listen, I'm going to get into the Inclusion Guru. I hope she's in here because she wants me to speak about her. She gave me her permission because she said that if I speak about her, that's my content. You are a part of the content. You are not special, Inclusion Guru. You are included too. My thing with the Inclusion Guru is just her characteristic traits that she portrayed. Now, anybody could say anything about me, which may be true or may not be true. But the fact that she, you know, come forward and speak her mind and use excuses to what she's doing, that's not cool. So Kate Johnson said, Bronx, you really only see one side. At the end of the day, people have their biases, which really limits their perception. No. You know, my perception give insight to my perspective. It's intertwined. Now, if I'm sitting there listening to the Inclusion Guru bring up a woman's deceased son as if she is actually a journalist or if she's actually a doctor, a certified doctor, a board certified doctor, and giving advice and saying you are a guru and I am not enlightened or inspired or don't understand where you come from, I don't disregard her content or commentary. But when you start making yourself the center of your content, that's where I have a problem at. I seen one video with this woman saying that she liked Mrs. Carver because Mrs. Carver is the same color as her mother. Okay. So what that's colorism right there, for one. Two, you are a self-proclaimed guru. Three, you are bringing up someone's child's name and trying to do content. So you're doing content on a deceased person without any regard to the family. Talking about you're going to watch another woman's daughter's video to do content. You are directing your content towards her children that's alive. You are directing your content towards her children that is deceased. So you want to do a case study on a whole family and you're not certified. You don't have no license. You never treated them. You can't diagnose them because you never treated them. Okay. Well, I just don't understand. And I just feel like she's deceptive in more ways than one. She called me a love bug. I am not a love bug. Don't ever get it confused. I hear her. She said she compared her sons to Roz's sons, talking about she would not let her kids do what Roz's kids do, paraphrasing. Okay? Paraphrasing. If you want to get into a deep, hot topic, or you want to get into a sensitive topic, and I'm not going to keep bringing Roz up as an excuse or as content to make a point. My thing with Inclusion Guru, you sound like you hate Black people that do not fit your criteria. Men grow up all the time and possibly join gangs, but they are people that have survival stories and that have stories of survival, or happy stories that came out well. Ex-convicts, ex-gang leaders that have went on to give back to the community and did great justice for it. Okay. Now listen, let me go to the comments and then I'll get back. So I'll go down. So Roz can case study to Treese, but the Inclusion Guru can't. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that she can't. Roz is not certified or licensed to give Latrice a case study. So I don't even listen to Roz when she give quote unquote a case study on Latrice, because she's not certified and she's not licensed to give anyone a case study. I don't watch Latrice like that. Now, if you are a guru, your content, because you're a self-proclaimed guru, you're supposed to enlighten people, inspire people, lift people up. But her content is wrapped up in insults. Okay? That's what her content is made of. Okay, Roz is not qualified to do a case study on Treese either. That's why she changed her verbiage. Listen, but the case study, the guru is giving actual case study. She's sitting there pulling sources. She's sitting there reading off a paper. Why are you comparing, talking about, well, I would not let my son do this, I would not let my son do that, but you showed your son, right? He was in there he was in a passenger seat and talking, he introduced himself to the world. He looked like a decent kid. He was joking, but you cut him off. He said, I'm single. Like, oh, no. Like, shut up, helicopter mom. You think I don't sit back and watch and see what things that's going on? Anyone can sit there and critique me about my kids. My kids know who I am. I'm a harsh, stern mother, but I don't play. But I love my children. They know that they're supposed to carry themselves with poise, at least in the streets, and whatever they do when they leave out the house, they do. I don't have no control over that. Now, and that brings me to the point about Trayvon Martin. The young boy that was gunned down by a sick person because he was wearing a hoodie and going to the store and buying a juice. So what is your feelings on that, about Trayvon Martin? How could you think about and praise and excuse me, how could you just know the story of Trayvon Martin and sit there and ridicule and scorn a mom that lost her child to gun violence at the hands of a family member, allegedly? I don't know the full detailed story. Okay, let's not go there. Okay, let's not go there. Girl, ain't no damn guru on YouTube. That's my name is the inclusion guru. Okay, the inclusion guru. Okay, at this point, Nikki, it's not about who is right or who is wrong. It's about, as a godly person, how can you sit back and talk about someone's health and make fun of it? And now she is going so far. See, I don't take those things personal. I just look at the character. It's a character reference. You know, in that point, you know, Kayla's inclusion guru is educated. She comes from research standpoint with data and supports her claims. Research data, peer review data. That's not true. She is pulling things off of Google and comparing someone else's life to it. Like, she was so quick to jump to say she contradicts herself many times and say, well, I'm not going to talk about the Christmas fund, calling Roz a squad, a mob, and a gang, but she sit out there and yell, love bugs. She is trying to start a retreat where she wants you to come in and she rock her supporters to sleep with Raid the bugs. What are you talking about, lady? Everyone on this YouTube streets are not dumb. I know you probably are educated, and that is a beautiful accomplishment. That is a nice thing to be proud of. However, dumb people like me, that's not like formally educated like yourself, we have more to look at and observe. How do you bring someone that's like yourself, self-proclaimed guru, say that you want to give content on someone else because they were so malicious to someone else? You are playing two people against each other. That's what you're doing. One day you got your wedding ring or engagement ring on. One day you don't. You know, I have been watching the YouTube streams. I don't have to speak about everything. I'm not discounting what you say in a insensitive manner. I'm not. Okay. Right, man. Many of us are educated but can't still call a thing a thing. That's true. I'm a fair person, says Laverne. Everybody is hitting low, and I don't feel it's have to be like just being honest. We are queen of the day. Listen, what did Nini say? Some people think because they know a few 10-letter words, it makes them an expert in certain top topics. Thank you. Google person is biased and hates herself. I can attest. I don't think she hate herself, but you know, she know that she's facing many different people with different opinions. We were in the comments yesterday going back and forth. You know, she said I'm her content, and that with or without Roz, that she will be in the algorithm. No, you would not. You know, people work hard for what they want. Your subscribers and your supporters, you know, they had things to say and say you are, you know, a difference of opinion, but I see through your opinion. I just feel like it could be hateful. You know, it could be really hateful. It sounds hateful. It sounds like you are a Candace Owens. It sounds like you are a Black Republican. No matter what political party you choose to vote for, you know, everyone has the details that reveal who they are. You know, have you ever considered that you sound like you're trying to play people against each other? Have you ever considered about going neutral? I haven't heard you speak about the trauma that Latree's son allegedly suffered at the hands of his mom. Oh gosh. Listen, I move funny because obviously you're not understanding where I'm coming from. I'm not sitting there intrigued or mesmerized. I remember that word from a past content creator. I'm not mesmerized by anyone. I'm not like intrigued by like self-proclaimed gurus. Sorry. You know, so I don't understand what do you mean? Bronx, you funny style. I can't believe you from the Bronx. I'm from the Bronx, born and raised. You move real funny. Funny how? Why? Because I'm not sitting there getting down dirty with other people. I have a mind of my own. I project my feelings. That's why you mad? Roz is hateful. Some people using it. Wait. Roz is hateful towards Trees. Trees is hateful towards people too, right? She is definitely hateful towards people. So they each have their own. How is it that, okay, so Latrice, so Roz say something about Latrice y'all don't like. So 20 content creators are coming after Roz because you don't like what she said about Latrice, right? 20 people are coming after Roz. I mean, Roz say something you don't like. So 20 of Latrice people is coming after Roz. 20 of Roz people is coming after Latrice. Back and forth. I'm in the middle. And I like to be in the middle. I see everything that's going on. I don't comment on, because I don't listen to Latrice and I don't listen to Roz giving parenting advice. Now, if I feel like if you don't like what Roz is saying about Latrice, then just turn the other way. Like, I don't understand. You know, you do move funny. How do I move funny? I'm just going to drop the link for a second, but I know no one is going to come up here and tell me how I move funny. Tell me how I move funny. I'm waiting for this answer. No one has given me an answer of how I move funny. This panel is open for anyone. Open discussion. I could go back into the archives. You know, when you say, "Oh, I'm doing commentary because you were so malicious to Latrice." So you choose the side. You pick the side. You have a side. You have an idea in mind. You coming after Inclusion Guru because you don't like what she says about Roz. You contradict. What do you mean? I don't like the way she came out and acting like she is such an inspiration to Black women and she have Black women interests at heart when she is hateful. This woman is the same woman that said, "Don't let my command of the English language fool you." That has nothing to do with Roz. This woman said, "Take out your pen and paper because over here we write down and we look up words." That's condescending. This woman said, fuck a shock jock, fuck a Howard Stern," but in the same sentence, she said, "Oh, don't let my command of the English language fool you." Or, "I like Miss Carter because Miss Carter is the same color as my mother." Or, "I would not let my sons do what Roz's sons did." "Oh, you should have been a better mother." This has nothing to do with Roz. This has all to do with how people think and how they project their commentary to the world. I may be very offended because I have sons that probably are in the world where they discover who they are and go through phases, right? Shit, we all have kids that we look at that are in their 20s, that they leave and we want them to come back home. How dare you compare your child that was sitting in the passenger seat that looked like he's cool and down to earth and shut him down in front of a bunch of women that said, "Oh, he's cute, he's single. Oh, no, 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 no. He better not be single. He better get a job." There you go, mom. The fuck are y'all talking about? You know what I mean? Like, let's not go there. It's not about Roz. It's about certain how you say it, integrity. You want to like act like you have, like, shit, my integrity can be shot at any time. I'm not gonna get up there and compare my son to Roz's son, although I will say that my sons looking at Roz be like, "Oh, well, you know, Roz love her kids unconditionally," because my mom wouldn't understand a half of the things that we go through. And I'm learning self-reflection, how to give your child more love than they need. She didn't turn her back on her son. That's the most important thing. They said that Trayvon Martin was in a gang too because he had on a hoodie and because he was fighting, because he threw up certain signs. How dare you? I want to know where you're coming from, what you're thinking, who you're trying to project it on. You know, like people say, "Oh, well, I'm a love bug. I like your commentary. I'm not disputing your commentary." Why can't you, as a guru, and me, as an alter ego perspective, come together and debate it out? We could have someone like, I don't know, get someone who you want to moderate the debate. I'll go in your chat, get your best moderator. I'm not scared of people. I just have a couple of questions, and I would like to tackle the inside of your thinking because it could be hurtful and harmful to many that you're not aware of. Okay? You're not aware of. I lack self-awareness, and this is why I take into consideration what people say when they say I'm not neutral. No, I'm neutral. Roz is not the freaking cat's meow. She's not. She knows she have faults. She always don't make it right. Sharita have her faults, right? Those are the only ones probably worth talking about. Roz, Sharita, they popping right now. If you want to get technical, inclusion guru, you listen. You got my interest. I don't talk about people that I'm not interested in. That's what I'm trying to say. That's the point I'm trying to make. So you saying like, oh well, you're making my content grow. So what? Why are you worried about that? And then you had the nerve to say, well, when you shouted me out and highlighted me on Friday, you gave me 98 subs. So it's a competition for you. I'm competitive. I was looking at you. I'm like, listen, this is a cute woman with deep dimples, but you like a teacher. You are a teacher. So if I'm listening and to listen to a teacher perspective, and a teacher perspective is grounded in gutter shit, you can't cover that up with words. I don't care how many words you use. That's what Candace always do. She's an articulate asshole. Okay, so I'm just saying, like, nah, this is not just like a hobby for me. Inclusion guru, people listen. Let's just get off the inclusion guru. Listen, I don't have nothing against you. I just don't like the way you project yourself to the Black community. You sound like a Jim Jones. You talking about Roz starting a Christmas fund, for which I think she did for all the good reasons. She's not a miser. She's not a Grinch. What? She did something. Maybe she did take the wrong steps on how to give back to the community. But her intent wasn't malicious. You have already been here for 2 to 3 months, inclusion guru. Well, y'all know my name, Leela. You know Roz's name. You know Sharita's name. You know a lot of people's name. We don't know your name. We don't know anything about you. You know that I have kids, that we didn't have the best of the relationship. I have shared bits of my life with the audience. You have shared nothing. So I'm not really impressed until you at least let your guard down. You don't have to let your guard down. Tell us who you are. Instead of hiding behind a made-up character, a guru. I'm not enlightened. That's not right. That's not cool. All right? I just feel like people want me to be somebody I'm not. If Roz is logical and her topics and her content makes sense, I'm going to tackle it. I don't even have to discuss her name. We could discuss the surrounding topics around it. That's how I feel about that. Okay? Wait, sorry. Bronx, say what she want when she want. Thank you. So you gave her what she wanted. Subs, right? And then she said, well, I'm using you. She said, I'm ahead of you. So what? You are supposed to be ahead of me. You are grinding hard. You are hashtagging Roz's name. I don't hashtag her name. Should I start doing that? Okay. Candace is saying y'all have to be respectful in the chat. Let them have at it. Let's be mindful of the F-Wolf inclusion guru, or excuse me, I'm not the inclusion guru. Terry Wilson. She is a person that is welcome in this chat. Her opinion matters to me. So please, let's just welcome and respect Terry Wilson. I don't want to lose her as a watcher. If we can all agree on that. Okay. And to end things off, when I come live and I speak on topics, I speak not from the heart, just from a logical standpoint, but my heart is in it also. I respect everyone's opinion. I just see things that I don't like on YouTube. I was listening to Fee this morning. Shout out to Fee. She's a beautiful woman. Fee, I feel like Fee is a little bit more sensitive than I am, and I respect that. But when I go back and I self-reflect, this doesn't affect me. That's why you got to take, it's not a mental thing for me. It's like, I know me. I take a few steps back, and that's okay. Now, there are a lot of people who don't mind getting up on YouTube every day and discussing the same shit. That's not who I am. I'm not going to discuss anything that I'm not supposed to discuss. I know there are a lot of things I didn't cover, and I did that intentionally for a reason. You know what I mean? I did that for a reason. Terry Wilson, you are welcome here. Stay. Don't go. Please be respectful to Terry Wilson. I think she have, valid points. and she see things differently and she's pointing them out. I just feel like as a woman, me looking at inclusion guru as a woman is something that I'm not like inspired by. And it's sad because, you know, if you have to be a certain way to fit someone's criteria of being a black person, a black woman, a black man, or a black child, then you don't accept people for who they are. You know, I'm not going to sit there and tell Roz about her parenting, whether I like it or not. Not in that way. You know, I feel like her kids, Day, and then you said you was going to go after watch her channel. That is a baby. Day is a baby. She's still a baby. Her mother still babies her. And then you talking about Nana. She is educated just like you. She deserves respect. You talking about her writing is mediocre. What the hell are you doing? You know, was she supposed to drum up and write up excuse me, what is it called? I don't know. What is it called? Oh, shit. Please, lawyers, help me. I'm stuck. You know what they write up when they go into court? I'll think of it. Like you wrote a template talking about you used a template and you talking about you writing to YouTube. But how you use a template? You so educated. Why would you use a template? And you supposed to have the command of the English language. Oh gosh, y'all is so funny. I dropped the chat. Let's see. Terry will say, I told you, Roz isn't a good role model. These grown women are sick. So is everyone that think Latrice is a role model. Or inclusion gurus a role model. Or disc jockeys a role model. Or what's his name? The trash can a role model. Roz is not special. No. The one thing she do have is a bit structure with her audience. You know, her audience, it seems to like appreciate the people that they like. And they bless her with gifts. That has not been broadcasted on anybody else's side. I look how the money flow. Whether you spend your money or good or bad, there are people amongst Roz's audience that stand out, that has a neutral point and stand. Right? Y'all are taking it a little bit too, being a little bit emotional instead of being logical. Now, if anybody was to write in my comments and say, yo, Bronx girl, I think you should tackle this about Roz. Tell me before I go. I could go about, let me see, we got one of those. I could go about a few more minutes, probably more than that. It's emotion. Thank you, boo. So you want Nana Powers, attorney at law, to draw up a motion and put it in your chat to prove that she's a lawyer, but you, the school teacher with the command of the English language, copy the template? Talking about Day is a grown woman in a dorm room. So what? She's getting her education right. And I want to be mindful of Day. You know, Day is Roz's ride or die. I like if I had and people like, oh my gosh, you kiss Roz. Like if even my sons, I feel like, you know, I want them to have my back like their mother, with their mother. Like Roz's daughters have her back, which is a family that is, you know, strong and supportive of each other. Day is a baby. Maybe you go at that Aries, Nana Aries. You know, I can see myself with an Aries daughter. We will be fighting, but I don't think that, you know, I don't know. It's kind of hard because my son's an Aries, so I know what Roz is going through with an Aries child. You know, they could be a little bit irrational and insensitive. Okay, that's all I got to say about that. That's all I got to say about that. You know, I know how Aries get down. That Sagittarius, you know, she loves her mother, and that's what I'm going to say about that. That's all I got to say about her children. You talking about Day, that's a baby. I have a 22-year-old with Nana's 25, 26. My son is 26. That's a baby. How you are interested in a baby? Not Day should have people her age. What's his name? Alan, excuse me, want to start a YouTube page. I feel like that's where, if you have children in your 20s, and you should have them connecting with Day and my son and your children in 20s to gang and build something. build their own algorithm. What the? I just gotta go. You know what? I just, Bronx, you are an ass kisser. So what if I'm an ass kisser? What, I'm supposed to sit there and stand on a committee with a bunch of people that don't make no valid points or statements? Let me be an ass kisser. It's not my fault that Roz is more logical and she have more topics to discuss and I'm interested in. I don't talk about nobody I'm not interested in. So let me be an ass kisser. I don't mind being called an ass kisser. I'm not kissing nobody else's ass that don't deserve it. Okay? That's all I got to say right there. I just, an ass kisser. You know, I'm not going to sit there and say to Roz that she was the worst mother. I'm not going to sit there and say to Latrice that she's the worst mother. I'm not doing none of that shit. Okay, so what if Latrice is her topic? You a Latrice supporter, right? So, you know, Latrice don't like her supporters going over and listening to that shit. So you shouldn't be affected by it. You shouldn't be affected. You shouldn't be affected by it, because I would not go over there and listen to someone that I love that much that it takes me out of who I am and makes me sad. I feel so sad that they are talking about Latrice like that. I feel so sad that they're talking about Roz like that. This should not be happening. Why are you paying attention to that? This is a clear, concise point that I be making. I don't watch Latrice like that. Her daughter, I believe, is a sweet little girl. I always liked her. I always thought she was funny. I don't have to talk about Latrice. I talk about the people like the little babies, right? She don't deserve being talked about. That's it when it comes to talking about people's children. Now everybody want to come back together. It's wintertime. It's going to get heated. Trust and believe that. And one thing I can say, and people who talking about me being an ass kissers know the differences between Roz and Latrice. If you wanted to look at it a business standpoint, Roz is a more business-minded woman. She know how to promote people, and she know how to endorse people. So the people that want to start their channel can learn from her. She has a great learning system. And that's all I'm going to say about that. Y'all may not know if I like Roz or not. I could actually not like her. I could actually not like Roz. But she portrayed characteristics that I like and that I'm interested in. Latrice, I was watching her. I thought she was funny and whatever. She lost a lot of things that I liked about her. I don't dislike her. That's all I got to say about that. When it comes to me, seeing what I see, the vision that I have, I want the audience to at least tell me and push back like they are. Brooks, you are not neutral. Why? Because I don't watch other people to comment on them. Now, to make things lighter, before we are good people, to make things lighter and, you know, just to end on a good note and just a funny note, I just be looking and lurking in the bushes. This is a lot of new people that's coming up and they want a channel. They want to get in. You are in already. But my advice to you is, are you ready to be like criticized? Because I'm not under no one's thumb. I move at the rate and pace of my own beat. No one can't stop me from doing anything. This is my second time around. I hit the 1K, got over a certain amount of watch hours. I'm in this. I'm not waiting to get monetized to go live, right? Oh, yeah, and that's another thing to burst inclusion guru supporters bubble. I do not post my Cash App unless I feel like that show's going to blow it out the water. She has her Cash App posted on her community page. That is telling that she is trying to manipulate and she is trying to bring and lure people into her retreat, virtual retreat. Already? You already having a retreat already? Y'all are funny. Good morning, Cassandra. Y'all are real funny. And then let me just end things. You know, I appreciate the supporters. I appreciate the subscribers. They are growing. I'm not rushing. You know, the more subscribers you get, the more you have to be on your A game. I was looking at this jockey's disc jockey. That's what I'm gonna call her, disc jockey. She's in a class by herself. I see that, the rumors going around about her. She is who she is. So this jockey, I seen her, what is it called? I guess her thumbnail, and her thumbnail, it seems close to mine, because if you see my video, I have like words that describe the channel, and I feel like, people are who they are. They see their channel as they see fit. People gonna have similarities, but I just think it's funny that me and this jockey have the same insights and how we describe our channels with words: honest, real, insightful, candid, raw perspective. That's what you get when you come here. That's what I want the people to get. And that's why I want you to continue to come back, right, this jockey? That's how you gather your flock. I don't have a flock. I have supporters. I have podcast listeners. The replay gang. I feel like the replay gang are just as the ones that have a decency to watch the replay, listen to it like a podcast listener, because that's where the money is, in the replay. If you want to be a replay listener, I try to, and with this channel, it comes growth. I could jump it down and chop it down into segments. That would be a produced show. Money makes a channel grow. I don't forget where I come from. Money makes a channel grow. I need money for this channel to grow. Of course, I'm not going to get where Latrice is anytime soon, or even Roz anytime soon, but I am trying to make an effort to get there. I don't have to snake anybody or be fake to anyone or kiss anyone ass. If I was Roz or Latrice, and that's what I'm talking about. Why hasn't Latrice given anyone an interview on their platform yet? She said, F them all, the reaction channels. Didn't she say F them all? Okay. She said, F y'all all, wish death upon her content reaction channels. And they still speaking on her? And you want me to say that, there is no discrepancies or problems that arises on the other side? Be for real. I see it all. I'm not stupid. I'm not dumb. I'm going where the money is. Y'all should be too. The neutral channels are more, have an advantage of making a little bit more money, because everybody don't want to hear the same thing over and over and over and over again. It's repetitive and redundant. You know what I mean? It's repetitive and it's redundant. And from now on, I know that a lot of people are listening. You're going to get what you come here to listen to. For. Anyone can push back on me, rehash, correct my mistakes with me fumbling, or just bringing up a topic that they want me to discuss. I even have someone from the Raw Squad up here who want to come up here and debate. I'll have someone from Sharita, Try Me Now, to come up here and debate the women. 2 supporters. I'm the moderator. Candace is in the chat. Men in the chat. To debate. Just to debate. Or if you want to, because since Ra's name and I'm kissing her ass, she's competing against everybody. Or someone come from Latrice's side of the woods, neck of the woods, and debate someone for Raw Squad. Respectfully. That's all I'm talking about. Respectfully. Let's not get it twisted. I'm an ass kisser. If you bout it, and you so hard up for other people other than Roz, and Roz don't tickle your fancy, why don't you come up with a plan? I'll have both of you debate the opposing side respectfully. How about that? I'm just saying, I love the supporters. I love the growth of the channel. I love the feel of the channel. I just don't like that I have to talk about every single little thing that doesn't matter to me. Right? That it just doesn't matter to me, And I'm going to close out the chat because I appreciate everyone that made it this far. I did have a little announcements, but I don't think it's I think I covered everything. And I just want with this channel and the supporters, the listeners, to get a clear understanding And I need clarity. Excuse me. I need clarity because I don't want to keep talking about myself. I want to talk about other people. I need clarity on the people that says I'm not neutral. Maybe you can help me become neutral. That's all I got to say. Um, Thank you, everyone. Thank you. I see the hearts. Excuse me, the hearts and the lions in the channel. Thank you. I see the brave hearts. Flowing in the air. Let's not forget about the eagles. We soaring high. We soar high on this channel. We up and away in this channel. Okay? That's what we do on this channel. We soar high. Thank you for throwing up my heart. My lions, brave hearts, and alter ego. This is how the chat is supposed to look. This is the support. This is what support look like. It feels good. Okay, it feels good. Thank you. I appreciate everyone that just stopped by and made it like happen. You are appreciated. Everyone was talking about the purple hearts, but I love purple. When I first came, I had the purple heart with the lion, and then I found out that Roz had the purple hearts. So I stepped away and I put the purple heart to the side, but the purple hearts carry different meanings. It's not only an honor for the men and women of the service, it's a representation of royalty. Purple hearts have a long history. Okay? Purple hearts have a long history, and I appreciate everyone that has came and sat for what, an hour and 21 minutes. We're going to close out the show, and I just like to say thank you for coming by. You are appreciated, and I hope that I will see you here again on Friday. All right, that's the best I can do. Sorry, I'm sorry I didn't get to all the comments. Thank you, Vicky Green. I appreciate. Thank you, Tracy. Fly, fly, fly. Thank you, Teresa. Teresa. Thank you, Original Lou. Thank you, ladies. And if you love to talk, then expect to get an answer. So many people say to do this type of stuff, you have tough skin, and some people can't handle it, period. Yeah, and that could be a downfall for me, having tough skin, because when I need to be sensitive, I don't really go that deep. It's surface level deep, and that's what I'm gonna start working on. Thank you. Thank you, ladies. Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you, Replay Gang and the podcast listeners and the Bush Watchers. And most importantly, thank you, supporters, brave hearts, and alter egos, for listening to my insight and my perspective. I see y'all Friday. Peace out.